Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. If you're just joining us, we've been discussing organ donation and the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin that has provided help and hope for over 45 years. My next guests are Joycelyn, who is the events coordinator at the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin, and Carmen Villanueava, who's the tissue services manager at Bloodcenter of Wisconsin. Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
And I'm glad to have you here. Carmen, it is important for us to drive home the importance of being an organ, tissue, and eye donor. So what does one need to do in order to make that happen?
There's a couple things that they can do. It's very simple. When you go to get your new driver's license at the DMV, you can check the box and it will show your wishes to be a donor on your driver's license. Secondly, there is a website, donatelifewisconsin.com, where you can go to register to be a donor. But most importantly, have the conversation with your family. Ultimately, when that time comes, it doesn't matter how long someone's been ill or if it's a tragic situation, unexpected. If you haven't had that conversation and kind of prepped your loved ones of what your wishes are, it only makes that decision easier for them.
Yeah, and my father, just personally, he just passed from cancer, and when he passed away is when I found out that he was an eye donor. And I'm thinking, why didn't he tell me? But you know,
Right.
I think that it's pretty awesome that somebody's walking around with my dad's eyes. So it really is important for people to talk to their family and help them understand that these truly are your wishes.
Correct.
Yeah. And so if we could talk a little bit about the organ and tissue donor resources. You did mention the Wisconsin Donor Registry. There's also the Wisconsin Donor Network, where you guys actually recover organs for transplant. Talk a little bit about that.
So the Wisconsin Donor Network is one of two organ procurement organizations within the state of Wisconsin. We have our organ procurement coordinators that evaluate the medical history of any potential donor before even offering that opportunity for an individual or a family.
Yeah, so really important part of what you do at Bloodcenter of Wisconsin. Joycelyn, coming up on Saturday, January 23rd,
Yes.
the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin is hosting Spotlight on Life. You got to tell us more about this.
Spotlight on Life is really a very unique celebration of the gift of life. So the reason Carmen is sitting with us is because it is a Dancing with the Stars style competition. And Carmen just so happens to be one of our dancing stars. We actually get to, since we are the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin, we work with all these amazing organizations that promote organ, tissue, and eye donation, work on transplantation, on procurement, all different areas, and invite them to nominate a dancer or have a dancer come forward, and they take dance lessons, ballroom style dancing.
Wow.
And then they're going to perform it in front of the crowd in the room, and they get voted on both by their technique, and their friends get to vote for them as well.
Just like Dancing with
Just
Stars.
like Dancing with the Stars, and it is live streamed as well.
For the world to see?
For the world to see.
Oh, Carmen,
yes.
Carmen, the pressure, right?
Yes. So we actually get to invite. We've got 9 dancers this year from the Milwaukee area. We have Aurora, Frederick, and the Medical College of Wisconsin, Children's Hospital, and then the Bloodcenter, and then the Madison Market actually has some of our friends coming over from there as well.
I love this. So Carmen's going to have to break it down because actually you took lessons, and this is courtesy of the Fred Astaire Dance Studios, right?
Yes.
Now, how long did you have to practice, so to speak?
I started dancing 2 months ago. November 7th was my first dance lesson.
And from there, were you learning all different types of ballroom dances?
No.
Are you doing the paso doble, the cha-cha?
I
Where are
am
you
doing
going?
the cha-cha.
I just kind of guessed that. That's one of the more fun, kind of, move
Stressful.
your body.
It's stressful.
So you're ready though?
I'm ready.
You are ready.
There's so much involved in dancing that you wouldn't expect when you watch dancers and you see them and they look flawless when they perform. But there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes.
Absolutely. A lot of rules, when you roll your hip, roll it this way, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Put your
it's a
finger
lot.
here, bend
Oh,
your
wow.
wrist here. So
I'm going to be watching this stream live. I've got to check this out. And you did mention some of the hospitals and things that are involved. So these
Yeah.
are different nurses and doctors and things of that nature.
People in a lot of different areas in the organizations too, which I think is very nice. So, for example, Aurora and Freighter and the medical college both have nephrologists that will be dancing. Children's Hospital's dancer is a nurse in the surgical trauma ICU area. From the Madison area, we've got a marketing manager, a hospital services coordinator, a transport driver. They actually transport the organs from hospital to hospital. And we actually have someone from representing the Wisconsin DMV this year, again, to tie us to that saying yes at the DMV.
Oh my gosh, how smart. And how important are these type of events when it comes to raising funds and raising awareness?
Oh, it's incredibly huge because not only are we there to thank these people for this hard work that they've put in. She's volunteering her time. She's volunteering new skills that she's building. But we also really try to get everyone involved. A lot of our volunteers on the night of the event and attendees are actually recipients or living donors or donor family members. So it's really a close-knit family that believes in this gift of life, and we really want to promote it and continue supporting our organization, obviously, so we can help spread the message, help educate people, screen people, continue our services all year long.
Okay, and again, it's happening on Saturday, January 23rd. Where is that going to be taking place?
Well, we have it at the Hilton Milwaukee City Center, but the live stream will be online at spotlightonlife.org, and that actually goes up at 7 p.m., and then the competition starts right at 7:30, and people can vote on their dancers too from home.
Now, can people still get tickets to this event?
We're very close to selling out. So if they want to,
you can give it a try.
Give it a try. Give me a call.
Call 414-987-8669. Or again, you can log on to kidneywi.org. And you have other events that the public can take part in as well. Like in May, you've got the My Kidneys 5K run and walk. So people can get that on their calendar. And we cross our fingers that May will hurry up and get here because I can't stand the winter much longer.
Yeah.
So how does someone get involved with that?
So that is also open to the public. We're actually working on probably changing the name this year, but it's still going to be focused on kidney health, and again with that organ tissue and eye donation tie-in. So we'll hopefully be launching registration early February. Very family-friendly event. It's a 5K and a 1 mile actually, and takes place in Root River Parkway South. So we've got trees. A couple years ago, people actually had deer kind of on the side of the path as they're doing the 5K, which makes it very interesting when you're in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I would say. And Carmen, before we run out of time, I did want to discuss Bloodcenter of Wisconsin. You offer family resources. So how, in fact, do you work with families?
we have family service coordinators that have the education, the training to talk with families, to answer questions, talk about any myths that they've heard, and make any decisions.
Yeah, and we talked about those myths that exist out there, and are you ever blown away by one that you just haven't heard before? Like, wow, where did that come from?
Anytime I hear a myth, I wonder
Where it
and it
came
would
from.
be what Richard had said earlier, that if you went to a hospital, that someone would not want to save your life so that they could have your organs, which is absolutely inaccurate.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we're able to take some time today to help dispel those myths and just really talk about how simple it is to become an organ donor. My thoughts are, I'm not going to be here anyway, so why not save someone else's life? So it's just really, like you said, go to the DMV, make sure you sign off or check off that you want to be an organ donor, or you can go online and do that as well.
And most importantly, the conversation. Let someone know that you did do that.
Yes, indeed. So, Joycelyn, the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin, you have a number of ways that people at home can actually help. So, I think the biggest thing that anyone can do is give the gift of life, but there are other things that people can do as well, right?
Yeah. We're a statewide organization. We try to emphasize that a lot. I think a lot of people forget that when our office is here in Milwaukee, but we collaborate with UW Health and do programs in Madison. Sometimes they even end up being a webinar that people throughout the state and actually nation get to attend, and we can educate. We do free health screenings that we like to collaborate with community leaders and community groups to go to their town and help out, screen for kidney disease. And really, it's individuals that will reach out to us and be like, how can I help from Wausau? What can I do up here to help spread the word about your organization or raise funds or raise awareness? And those people are our champions, and we wouldn't be able to be here without them.
And we focused a lot on organ donation, but like I said early on, you also focus on tissue and eye donation. So when you talk about tissue, what are some of the things that people can donate as far as that's concerned?
When it comes to tissue donation, you can donate bone. You can donate soft tissue, which includes tendons and ligaments, as well as skin grafts, and those are used for individuals who are burn patients, help them through the healing process, as well as individuals who may have had a mastectomy and are looking for reconstruction and need to help support with that. So truly, 1 in 20 individuals will have some type of tissue transplant in their life.
Wow, that's something to think about for sure. And with the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin, you guys also do what's called kidney cars.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
You'll
we
have
do.
to explain that.
Well, I recently leased a new car and was one of the people to try out our Kidney Cars program. So similar to Rawhide or other car donation programs, individuals can call up a simple Kidney Cars number, arrange for a pickup of their old vehicle, even if it's falling apart like mine may have been, and they'll gladly take it, and then so they can get a tax deduction for that donation, and then that money actually does come back to our office and again helps us continue supporting our programs throughout the year.
I like the sound of that. Also, people can do tributes and volunteer for the events that you've told us about today, specifically like Spotlight on Life or the 5K walk run, things of that nature. So they should just kind of keep in touch with the website and see what's going on, see how they can help. And really, it is all about people thinking outside the box and doing something that they may not have thought about before, right?
Of course. We love that. We are open to all kinds of ideas.
Well, I thank you both for stopping by and sharing all the outstanding information. It's been a pleasure. And Carmen, good luck.
Thank you.
On the dance floor. Joycelyn Fish is the events coordinator at the National Kidney Foundation of Wisconsin, and Carmen Villanueava, the tissue services manager at Bloodcenter of Wisconsin. A wise man once said, "Don't think of organ donation as giving up a part of yourself to keep a stranger alive. It's really a total stranger giving up almost all of themselves to keep part of you alive." Something to think about. And that is going to do it for today's show. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues in Milwaukee. Have a great day.